My friends, hello. You are the reason I am here. You know what? I think I felt last two sessions I didn't have energy to fix this first. I forgot how important you are here. Because when I talk to you, I am more productive. So, and this is a project for all of us, I guess. Because if you are not here, I'm not doing it. To be honest, I feel better. Jesus, that's a sturdy. So, excuse me, but I'm gonna talk more because I notice I will get headache if I don't talk to you while working. Again, thank you for being with me and tolerating me. The last week in Connecticut killed my momentum. I went for that conference. But the thing was that we had this daily schedule, every day showing up, every day following up with the project, and the conference, I got lazy. I promised myself I go to conference and at least 2 hours every day I focus on my own work. But when you are traveling, you never. It's just not worth it. And I was also spending some time in the conference. Which was good. I noticed that I really don't like to be in econ theory anymore. That amount of theory for me, if I want to spend my time on a theoretical topic, I want it to be pure mathematics. I don't even know I'm interested in theoretical physics. I just want pure mathematics, or not even mathematics. I don't know. I don't even like, I don't know, combinatorics or anything. I don't like. I wanna. Why do I look so mad and angry? Because but this hat also adds. So that's it. And if it is not, I wanna do something that is applied. If it is applied, it should be really applied. And I don't care what tool I use. If it is mathematics, if mathematics help, great. If it doesn't, fuck you. I will throw you in the trash bin. For me, the problem is more important. So that was one of my understandings from my conference in econ at Yale. And I noticed, yeah, dude, what is the point of it? If they are actually, some of those presentations were pure mathematics. Like, I remember the last presentation, it was pure mathematics, and the only concept there, it was an example, and she used demand, just the word demand. It was completely something geometric, and I don't like that. I think I said it before, but I don't think I said it enough. I hate to myself. I hate being a mathematician in another department. If I'm an applied scientist, I just want to be an applied scientist. Or I want to be an engineer. I think at the end of the day, this experience of PhD and interdisciplinary research showed itself into me that I like to be at the extremes, pure math or engineering. I don't want to be confined as an engineer to, you have to, like, oh, you are okay, this, like, interdisciplinary means, like, you have to use both of them. It's an and instead of it's an or you have even freedom. Like, it's like, all right, you have to solve this applied problem, but you have to use mathematics. Well, maybe mathematics is not the best answer. Anyways, you got what I mean. And that's it. That's what I want to say. That I want to talk to you more. I forgot, like, the whole last week. That's it. I don't want to repeat myself. Let's go do something new. First of all, I forgot to upload one video, but it doesn't matter because we can produce so many videos the more important thing is that there is no more important thing. At this point, I just want to finish my PhD. And I want to do something that I believe in. I think that's something I really learned from conference at Yale, that this time for this project, and I agree, we had a talk with Munzer that this project is gonna be something that I am really interested in, and it will be totally me. Yeah, I will get help from other people, but I'm the leader of this project, and I will do something that I believe in. If I don't believe in something, if I receive an advice from another person, but they cannot convince me, I'm not gonna do it. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Give me a second. Remove these videos. What is wrong? Okay. Oh shit. All right. This is the video being recorded. I see. Um, and now let me empty recycle bin. So okay. By the way, last night I woke up and took a look at um, where are they open? Shit. I need to check my emails. Honestly, I'm not checking them. Credit Karma. Can you believe 3 train trips Amtrak in a row, and each one of them got stopped in the middle of Connecticut? First time I had to take an Uber to New York. Second time, after I think 4 or 5 hours, we got back home. And this time also it was a business class, and it got stopped for 3 4 hours. We got another train. Um, just let me go through the emails quickly. Most of them are not important. And oh shit, 6 days ago. I have emails from 6 days ago. That's stupid. No, it was the time for it. So like I'm behind all the plans. The good thing I'm doing them. I promised myself. Amin told me if you do it. Oh shit, I have a financial vault. What is this? What is this? I talked to everybody. What is the financial vault? Alright, you know what? We will deal with it tomorrow. Let me tomorrow night. I think it is about my... Alright. See? And then so many other problems shows up. I just need to graduate at this point. Let's do it, guys. I need to email a lot of people. So yeah, I mean, dude, I have to be graduated by now. I'm not. That's stupid. What is the action that is required? Well, tell me what is the hold. I think it is because of I didn't pay the rents. Train cancelled. Let's see, I think Amtrak emailed me once. Okay, yeah, Amtrak is done. So Alicia or Alicia. Monday through Thursday. Alright, closes this Friday. We have to be quick on that hold. And Visipedia. What is Visipedia? Oh shit, okay, I forgot this. I forgot to reply to TJR. This is also tomorrow. I don't check my emails anymore. What kind of a human being I am becoming? It's a becoming process. Fucking stupid. I never want to live in Connecticut. It is depressing. They have a hotel there in New Haven, and it is just for Yale. I mean, thanks. Boston is a great city compared. I don't want to live in Boston, to be honest, at this point, just for my friends. But compared to Connecticut, I mean, at a point, there is no point living in Connecticut. You can just go live in a village. I don't think that's true, but it is so small. There is nothing. They have restaurants. That's definitely better than a. But they don't have it like a Target or Trader Joe's like everywhere. You don't get a feeling of a city like it's just a small town. I don't like that. Alright, let's go fix this one because people are waiting for us. Express my respect. 2 years. Yeah, that might be during this one. Perfect. Sounds good. I like what TJ wrote. Like I said, think I didn't make people go ahead and just fuck me. I don't believe in karma. I didn't do good to people. You finish your job, my. But today was bad day. Everything was not working. I'm telling you, it was terrible. It will be fine. That's what I tell myself. So, Cambridge, and then I want to say, what he asked? Cambridge date. 6/10/2025. And this is it. So the only thing, alright, I don't need to worry about this one, is my registration hold. Oh, which I should send an. Let me do it now. Copy address, Control V. Registration hold. Hi. Let's get out of here, guys. Every time you should ask, this is my device. Yes, it is my device. Fucking, they build an app, it doesn't work. Right, and contacted SFS. Yeah, okay, alright, the funding is, I think it's just money for the dorm. I need to pay that. I will do it tomorrow, don't worry. Alright, let's get back to our own business. Alright, I did some work today. But it was so much in rush, I didn't want to just put the whole shit set up. Oh, by the way, I finally found the main data set, Expedia data set, based on Rakula, Ursus, based on Ursus paper, and I'm gonna find her name and tell it to you. Raluca. Now, let me give me a second. Ursus with Appendix B, and I got into her thesis. Raluca. Raluca Mihaela Ursu. They have a data cleaning phase. Estimation. Alright, they have their model, which we discussed previously. They have Weitzman or whatever. We are more interested. Reduced form evidence. Data description, that's the part. Alright, chapter data. Can you read it for me? By the way, I'm not gonna be harsh on myself. I feel I don't have energy, so you know, I'm not gonna kill myself here. Search process. I promised myself to take it easy on myself. Ah. Alright, let's read it.
Sure, here is the repeated text. This chapter describes the dataset employed in this dissertation. The dataset comes from consumers' queries for hotels on Expedia. It includes results from 166,036 queries along with consumers' clicks interpreted as their search decisions and purchases over an 8-month period between November 1st, 2012 and June 30th, 2013. There are 4.5 million observations on 54,877 hotels located in 55 countries and 788 different destinations. The Expedia data is provided at the level of a search impression. A search impression is an ordered list of hotels and their characteristics seen by consumers in response to a query describing their trip. The main feature of this dataset is that in only 2/3 of the search impressions, consumers saw Expedia's ranking, where hotels were ordered by relevance, while in 1/3 of search impressions, hotels were ordered randomly, random ranking.
Do we know
in Appendix
that?
B.1, I show that consumers were randomly assigned to...
Do we know that which clicks are from a random ranking and which are not? I want to know that actually.
Sure, here is the repeated text.
Alright, ChatGPT is so stupid. Where is my Speechify?
The main feature of this data set is that in only 2/3 of the search impressions consumers saw Expedia's ranking, where hotels were ordered by relevance, while in 1/3 of search impressions hotels were ordered randomly, random ranking. In Appendix B.1, I show that consumers were randomly assigned to these two rankings.
How do you know?
I also show that the position of the hotel was randomly generated under the random ranking. To my best knowledge, I am the first to use a data set.
I also show that the position of the hotel was randomly generated under the random. Dude, what do you mean you show? Isn't it something that Expedia run Well, I don't need you to show.
With a random ranking to investigate the causal effect of
I don't get it. It's just
a random ranking to investigate the causal
here.
effect of rankings on consumer search and purchase decisions.
Search process.
To understand the characteristics of this data set, in this section I explain the 3 steps of consumers' search process for hotels on Expedia. This process is illustrated in figure 4.1. To understand the characteristics of this data set, in this section I explain the 3 steps of consumers' search process for hotels on Expedia. This process is illustrated in figure 4.1. First, the consumer begins her search query on Expedia by specifying details of her trip, such as the destination, city, country, the travel dates, and the number of travelers and rooms requested. In addition, based on her query, the number of days before the beginning of the trip is recorded, booking window. Second, in response to her query, the consumer gets a search impression of all the hotels that match her request, distributed over multiple pages.
Okay. Alright, this bullshit we know what Expedia is. Can you read it? Why can't we have a Speechify on this one? Don't worry, Amir. Don't get mad. It just... Honestly. Guys, we need to be patient. We have this thing that reads for us and it's amazing. And then we have chat.
From this search impression, I observe the first page of results displayed to consumers, which includes the hotel ID, its position in the ranking, and its characteristics, price, number of stars and reviews, location, a chain and a promotion indicator. On Expedia, consumers can sort or filter results. However, the data set only contains those search impressions where consumers made choices from the ranking displayed. After observing the list of hotels, the consumer can click on a particular one to observe more information.
You know
Third
what?
step.
I'm gonna read it myself.
In this case,
you know what? I have no rush. From this search impression, I observed the Ursu. I observed the first page of results displayed to consumers, which includes. So do you have that data? Do you know what is like for each query what is searched? And data is anonymized, so I don't know what is going there, which includes the hotel ID, its position in the ranking, and its characteristic, price. Oh, okay, its position in the ranking. Oh, thanks God. I just need to know which one is the Expedia's ranking and which one is random ranking. First page of result displayed to consumer, which includes the hotel's IDs. Hotel ID. Alright. Hotel ID is great, right? So I'm gonna go through the same search query at the same time and I see what are the options clicked and their positions. But this ranking is not fixed. How do we know what rank the whole ranking is? Because we only have the ones that are clicked. We don't have the ones that are not clicked. Dude, my nose is so big. It's coming out of the cap of this hat. Alright. It's so that's the thing. I don't know what Expedia showed to everybody. I just know that some options got clicked. The good news is that we actually know what is the position of the item getting clicked. Look at this. yesterday. Can sort or filter results. However, the dataset only contains those search impressions where consumers made choices from the ranking. Wait a second. Its position in the ranking and its characteristics. All right, characteristics: price, number of stars, reviews, location, chain, promoter. All right, these are good. ID of the hotel is fixed. Position of the ranking is great. Like this item was clicked and it was its position. This is great. We also have query ID, I guess. Okay, I don't know. I feel that's a good thing. I like to have the position. The only thing that is strange for me is that fucking biceps are massive and pumped. Is that some of them, 1/3 of this data is from random ranking, and 2/3 of the data is from. That's better. 2/3 of the data is from. Expedia's ranking. Therefore, I don't know which one of these clicks are from random. I want to know that. On Expedia, consumers can sort or filter results. However, the dataset only contains those search impressions where consumers made choices from the ranking displayed. What does that mean? The WCA companion dataset shows that a few queries actually can contain sorted filtered result. Only 32% of all search impressions and 34% of consumer. So for more, okay, so it says like 1/3 of the people are using filter options. After observing the list of hotels, the consumer can click on a particular one to observe more information. Third step, in this case, she navigates to a sub-page reserved for that hotel where she can see additional pictures, previous customers' reviews, etc. Then she can either return to the previous. I didn't bring water, and I don't know where my bottle of water is. Either it's in wrestling room, I guess that's where. She navigates to a sub-page reserved for that hotel where she can see additional pictures, previous customers. Then she can either return to the previous screen to click on another hotel, leave the site without purchasing, or she can purchase. I observed both clicks and purchase. Let's go to Denver, Colorado. Hotels, Denver. And Expedia is the first one. Interesting. So if I click DoubleTree by, alright, Microtel Inn and Suites by Windham Denver Airport. And you click on it and it just opens a new tab. That's it. Alright, and sub-page reserved. Then she can either what the fuck is sub-page? Then she can either return to the previous screen to click on another hotel, leave the site. Oh, I think it is it phone? So they have the figure here. So they have the query. It looks more like a laptop screen, to be honest. And then you click price, click promotion flag, and after observing the list of hotels, the consumer can click on a particular one to observe more information. Third step. In this case, she navigates to a sub-page reserved for that hotel where she can see. Read this line 4 times. I observe both clicks and purchases that consumers make. However, I do not observe the additional information that consumers see. I don't give a fuck. Data description. Alright, let this part be on Speechify. Because we don't want to do exactly what Ursu did. We want to just know what dataset is. By the way, we can just read the dataset description.
In this section, I provide a detailed description of the data. Table 4.1 provides summary statistics at the hotel and the search impression level. Hotels charge on average $160 per night, have more than 3 stars and a median review score of 4. Most hotels belong to a chain and 1/4 of them display a promotion. Location attractiveness is summarized by a score ranging from 0 to 7 designed by Expedia to measure how central a hotel is located, what amenities surround it, etc. And the average hotel has a location score of 3.17. In a search impression, consumers see on average 27 hotels displayed. On average, consumers look for trips lasting 2 days that begin 1 month from their query. The median search impression is for a trip for 1 hotel room and 2 adults traveling with no children. There are a total of 186,171 clicks, with 58,501 clicks under the random ranking.
I want to know how in the dataset description you know if it is random ranking.
Is at least 1 click per search impression, with 7% of search impressions including 2 or more clicks.
So that's the thing. That's the thing that worries me the most, is that only 7% of search impressions have 2 or more clicks. So we are losing a lot of data, to be honest. Let me add it actually as a note, because it's not something common. However, we also know that we want to do this categorization thing when this search query is broad, so the odds of having multiple clicks increases when we have a broad query. But here in Expedia we have only 7%, which may not be a great data point, but okay, we wanted to solve a problem for eBay, not for Expedia. Therefore, alright, go ahead.
Licks. 2/3 of all search impressions end in a transaction for a total of 108,903 transactions overall and 3,930 under the random ranking. Approximately 7,500 search impressions have historical information on the average star rating and price of hotels previously purchased by a consumer. However, this is not an...
By the way, it said 2/3 of the all search impressions end in a transaction for a total of transaction. That's a great purchase. Is what a transaction means purchase, right? So I want to say I need to clean up a lot of things. 7% of has 2 or more clicks.
Information to link consumers who are making repeated queries over time, thus I interpret each search impression as being made by a different consumer. The data is anonymized, so identifying the destination to which a consumer wishes to travel is not possible. However, there exists suggestive evidence that the largest country is the US. In the data, 80% of queries to this country are made by consumers also located there, suggesting that it has a large territory with a large fraction of domestic travel. This evidence is also consistent with the fact that 73% of Expedia's traffic comes from US visitors. The data set I use resulted from an effort by Expedia to elicit the involvement of data.
Oh, okay. So it says minors in the improvement of ranking algorithm through the International Conference on Data Mining, ICDM 2013, and Kaggle.com, an online platform facilitating participation of data miners in competitions posted by companies, Expedia released 2 datasets. Alright, on consumers' hotel queries, as we were asking about. They had the question. One from its default ranking, and another where the position of hotel was randomly generated, random ranking. So it's just 2 separate datasets. 7. This data is available at Kaggle. Alright. Pros and pros when you're playing with the, and there are no many cons when you're playing with the pros. So pros and cons of the dataset. And there is no cons. Playing with the pros. This section considers both the pros and the cons of using Expedia data. The main advantage comes from the random ranking, which provides the unique opportunity to study causal effect of ranking on consumers' choice. However, there are 2 features of the data that Expedia released that limit the analysis in this study. 1, search impression included in the data contain at least 1 click. So if there is no click, we don't have that data and ranking. And search impression in the and search impression leading to a transaction were overwhelmed, which was like 2/3 of the dataset. Also, a higher fraction of converting search impression appears under Expedia's ranking than the random rankings, possibly to hide its true. What? A higher fraction of converting search impression appear. Other datasets in the literature have similar properties. For example, Chen and Yao, their attention to search impressions that end in a. Alright, I don't care at least. I want to just get my hand dirty with it. These features have, and it is not our final dataset, so these features have 3 implications for the analysis. First, the fact that only search impressions with at least 1 click are observed means that consumers who did not click are missing from the sample. This is a problem that eBay may also have, because, what if we are showing them something that they don't like and we don't get any feedback? Arms, muscles, legs. Alright, I cannot read. Honestly, I don't care about the pros and cons, but
leading to a transaction were oversampled. These features have 3 implications for the analysis. First, the fact that only search impressions with at least 1 click are observed means that consumers who did not click are missing from the sample, and hence the results may not generalize to all consumers who saw the random ranking. Second, the fact that only search impressions with at least 1 click are observed for the 2 rankings means that they may correspond to distinct fractions of the consumer populations who saw the respective rankings, and hence a quantitative comparison of consumers' choices under the 2 rankings may be problematic. Even though I show that consumers were randomly assigned to seeing either ranking and exhibit similar observable characteristics in the sample, see Appendix B.1, a quantitative comparison of the two rankings is still difficult since consumers may differ on unobservables. For example, consumers who click under the random ranking may have lower search costs than those who click under Expedia's ranking. Third, the fact that converting search impressions were oversampled means that the total number of purchases cannot be compared across the two rankings. In what follows, I show how I was able to overcome these limitations to study the causal effect of rankings. For the reduced form chapter of the dissertation, I use the random ranking to compare the fraction of clicks and purchases across positions. The sampling done by Expedia may affect the absolute number of clicks and purchases by position, but the relative effect of position on choices is unchanged. Since this relative effect recovers the causal effect of rankings, the sampling done does not affect the results. If search impressions contain at least one click and converting search impressions were oversampled, another concern is that consumers have identified a hotel to purchase on previous visits to the site, which would minimize the observed effect of rankings on their choices. However, this story is contradicted by the fact that consumers click more often on higher ranked hotels under the random ranking, which are
I didn't listen to any of it.
unlikely to display their previously identified hotel. See result in section 5.1. For this part of the dissertation, I use the Expedia ranking only to point out qualitatively the direction of the bias that would arise in the absence of experimental variation, without quantifying differences between the two rankings. For the sequential search model, I use the random ranking to quantify the effect of rankings on consumer choices. In this case, removing search impressions without clicks may translate into an underestimation of search costs. However, the oversampling of transactions does not affect preference and search cost parameters estimates. Preference parameters can be consistently estimated since I observe both consumers who purchase and those who do not, while search costs are not identified from purchase decisions and are thus not affected by the sampling done. See Chapter 8 for more details. For the counterfactual, I compare the utility-based ranking built on the model's estimates with simulated choices under Expedia's ranking, instead of actual choices. Simulated choices are computed using the preference and search cost parameters estimated using the random ranking and Weitzman's, 1979, search rules. By doing so, I avoid the direct comparison of consumer choices under the two rankings, which may be biased since their underlying parameters may be different due to the sampling done. Despite its limitations, I conclude that the causal effect of rankings on
Fuck off, dude. Alright, let's go to Appendix A and data cleaning. In this appendix, I describe the steps I took to clean the dataset I used in this dissertation. So, dataset is not clean. The dataset made available contains 9,917,530 observations. For my analysis, I filtered out the following three categories of observation, which reduced the dataset to 4,503,043. So it's about actually less than a half. First, the dataset contains some errors in the way price information was stored. What does that mean? Price information. For example, both very high, more than $19 million per night, and very low, $0.01 per night prices appears in the dataset, which is very, outliers. I corrected these errors for those consumers who made purchases by removing search impressions that contain at least one observation where the total amount spent exceeded the price paid multiplied by the length of the trip and the number of rooms. What does that mean? So the data set is fucked up. So it should get clean. Second, I choose to focus on typical search impressions and remove those that include prices lower than $10 or higher than 1,000. It's similar to the review. By eliminating these search impressions, I also mitigated the first problem above for queries not ending in a transaction. Third, the original dataset contains observation on more than 20,000 total destinations, with a median of 2 search impressions per destination. In order to observe enough variation in the position of a hotel under random ranking, I focused my attention on destinations with at least 50 search impressions. That's good to know. So that spot needs to be at least searched 50 times. That's good, yeah. And then further evidence. Appendix B. In this appendix, I provide further evidence for several chapters of this dissertation. I just want to say, I want to see what she does actually. What is her quantitative marketing, empirical industrial organization, and consumer search. Which she won outstanding Frank M. Bass Outstanding Dissertation Award, finalist John D.C. Little Best Paper Award, and finalist Don Morrison Long Term Impact Award. She went to Inform's NPR podcast, Hidden Brain, The Element of Choice. So these are all marketing science. And it is her most cited paper. Good for her. And I want to say, in this section, I show evidence for chapter 4. In particular, I show that I have ideas. I show that consumers were randomly assigned to the 2 types of ranking and that income. What do you mean I show that? It is Expedia's data. You cannot show that. Consumers were randomly assigned to the 2 types of ranking and that in constructing the ranking, this is fun part. I don't wanna push too hard today, you know. I promised myself not to push hard.
ChatGPT said here is the repeated text. In this section, I show evidence for Chapter 4. In particular, I show that consumers were randomly assigned to the two types of rankings and that 2. In constructing the random ranking, the position of the hotel was randomly generated. To show that consumers were randomly assigned to each type of ranking, I perform two tests. First, I test whether the time of arrival to Expedia's website is related to the type of ranking the consumer saw. One concern may be that different types of consumers visit the website at different times of the day, which would bias the results if the probability of observing one type of ranking is different at different times of the day. For example, suppose business travelers search after 5 p.m. and they have a higher probability to purchase. Then, if after 5 p.m. the probability of observing Expedia's ranking were higher, instead of the random ranking, there would be a correlation between consumer choices and Expedia's ranking in the data that is not due to the ranking observed, but rather to the way in which consumers were assigned to the two rankings. However, Figure B.1 shows that this is not a concern in the data. More precisely, the left panel plots the number of search impressions made by the time of the day and shows that more search impressions occur in the afternoon and evening than in the morning. The right panel plots the fraction of search impressions seeing the random ranking every 30 seconds during the course of one day in the entire data set. It shows that the fraction of search impressions seeing the random ranking is constant throughout the day, so that, even though more queries happen in the second part of the day, they have the same probability of seeing the random ranking. Thus, these figures suggest that consumers were randomly assigned to seeing either type of ranking.
I don't care. At this point, honestly, at this beginning stage, I don't care about these details. What is this random ranking? What is this? To show that hotels were randomly ordered under the random ranking, see this short form, this meaning of random pool. Oh, okay. Alright, that's what we wanted to look at. Is it the same dataset? Please be the same dataset. Yes, it is. Meaning of random pool discussion. Alright. Can somebody explain in more detail what is the meaning of random pool parameter? All I found is +1 when the display sort was random, 0 when the normal sort order was displayed. Still, it is still, don't go. Still, it is not clear how it is possible to receive non-sorted data, and when it is sorted, which week is a sorted order. Who is Adam? When random bill is 1 and position is 1, then it means that a given hotel was presented to a user on the first position in a ranking. However, there is no particular reason why this hotel happened to be in the first position. But is this random ranking fixed, or do you every time generate one new random sort? Because positions were assigned random to hotels. Yes, positions always correspond to a position of a hotel in a ranking. What varies here is the algorithm that generates a given ranking, Expedia ranking versus random ranking. But is it true that position is always the result of the Expedia ranking regardless of the value of random? No. When random pool is 1, then hotels are sorted randomly, and not then Expedia's. When random is 0, the hotels are sorted by Expedia's. We show randomly sorted hotels for a tiny fraction of traffic just to get less biased data so that it can be used to train our ranking algorithm. But it said 1/3. I run a rank ordered logit regression, ERSU, of the position of the hotel in the rank on the past transactions and characteristics. My result can be found in table beta2 below. I find that past transactions of the hotel or its character do not determine its position within the random ranking, while under Expedia's ranking there is a strong correlation between these characteristics and the hotel's position, which is consistent with hotels being ranked randomly under the random ranking. Moreover, this result provides insights into the construction of Expedia's ranking. It favors non-chains that are Expedia's ranking favors non-chains that were purchased more often in the past, that are cheaper, of higher observed quality, and are running a promotion. Good. Ranking algorithm. The goal of ranking information relevance in the current application document is a hotel and its characteristic. The system is maintain a collection of these hotels, and when a consumer makes a search query, more precisely, the system uses a so-called training data set, which contains the consumer's query, hotel characteristic, and purchases. This latter information is interpreted as an indication of how highest if a purchase occurred and those. And then they're talking about another data set, companion CCI, position effect under random ranking. Dude, that would be cool if they had. Okay. So we got something. Now I think it's the time for us to jump into the whole Expedia dataset, personalized Expedia hotel search ICDM 2013. Let me grab some water. Alright, I want to grab some water and I want to. Is there something else I want to do? Yeah. Right now, yeah, I don't know. For now, this is good. So, let's see, guys. What's up? Water spilling over everywhere. Fire alarm is on. Jeez. And we left the building, we came back. Still it is on. It is like always a false alarm. Don't worry, guys. Somebody forgot he was cooking. shit happens. It never happened to me. At room level it happened, but quick, fast, I made the smoke go away without making the whole building leave. Okay. So, okay, description of the data set. We were there. And I wanted too much pressure on myself. I'm not feeling good. Oh, it's so nice and I don't feel good. So, personalized Expedia hotel searches, ICDM 2013. Competition host is Dan Friedman and the his total price is $25,000. 2013. I don't know. What is let's check inflation rate. I mean, I don't even have it now. But okay, it is like I guess 5,000 the third person, 8,000 second person, and 12,000 first person. Inflation effect 2013 to present. From 2013 to the present, the US has experienced varying levels. No, the accumulate. While generally stable, inflation saw a significant increase in 2021, at 7%. Alright. I think it is accumulated. Should I ask ChatGPT? What is the accumulated effect of inflation since 2013 to present? From 2013 through early 2025, US inflation has steadily eroded purchasing power. Don't give negative thought. According to standard CPI, prices have risen about 37%. So $25,000 then would be like $33,000 now. Means something that costs $100 would cost roughly $137 now. The change CPI, which adjusts for consumers, 30%. Wow, US is 30%. When I was in Iran, US dollar was 14,000. Now it is, I guess, 100,000. So it's like how much increment? 5, 6, 7. Yes, almost 7 times. It's 600% increase. Here you have like 37%. And if it is like 1.2 every year, what should it be? 1.2 to the power of 2013, 2025, 12. So 13 years. So US is like 1.37%, but if it was 2% inflation every year, which is I think it is like very standard, it will be 30%. So like 7% more. US is a great country. US is a great country. All right, Iran, not from an economic point of view. All right, where are you? Expedia is the world's largest online travel agency. Can you believe that? Is it true now? Uh, what is the world's largest online travel agency?
The largest online travel agency in the world is Booking Holdings, which owns Booking.com. They lead in terms of market capitalization and overall reach.
What about Expedia?
Expedia is definitely a major player as well. It's one of the largest online travel agencies globally, alongside Booking Holdings. Expedia Group owns several well-known travel brands like Hotels.com, Orbitz, Travelocity, and Vrbo. Both Expedia and Booking Holdings dominate the online travel market, and they often compete closely for the top spot.
Interesting. So it changed. It's very important since users easily jump from one website, which is Expedia, to the other website, which is Pornhub. Ha 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 ha! Booking.com. As such, having the best ranking of hotels sort for specific users with the best every time. I don't know, it's my experience with Expedia. And it was about booking hotels. It feels like a scam. It feels like, and I got scammed. Honestly, I booked a hotel in Vegas. I went there, and then at the hotel they charged me extra for what is it called? Premise of the hotel. They had an extra charge for that was not in this year. It's always the same with also when you book a car. You go there, they ask to charge you more. Zero with the best integration of price, competitiveness, given an OTA the best chance of winning the sale. For this contest, Expedia has provided a dataset that includes shopping and purchase data. What is the difference of shopping and purchase? As well as information on price competitiveness. The data are organized. Data is a plural form. Medium are organized around the set of search result impressions or the ordered list of hotels that the user sees after they search for a hotel on the Expedia website. In addition to impressions from the existing algorithm, the data contain impressions where the hotels were randomly sorted. Alright, so we have it here in the description of dataset itself to avoid the positional bias of the existing algorithm. But my question is that in this randomness, how often it happens? Do we change this? Is it a one list? First of all, yeah, I want to know if they generate a random ranking every time or they fix it. That the user sees after they search for the data organized around randomly sorted to avoid the position bias of the existing algorithm. The user response is provided as a click on a hotel or a purchase of a hotel room. Appended to impressions are the following: hotel characteristics, location attractiveness of the hotels. For example, Miami probably is a good attractive location. Users aggregate purchase, and also Ursu did like what? If that position is searched at least 50 times. Users aggregate purchase history, and what is that? And competitive OTA information. What are those? Models will be scored via performance on a holdout set. Evaluation. I don't know how they actually. What is the competition here? What is the competition? Don't look at my hair. Don't fucking look at my hair. I told you, don't be an asshole. Alright, now it's better. evaluation and accumulation of evaluation of evacuation. The evaluation metric for this computation is normalization. Normalized, discounted, cumulative accumulation of wealth and gain. NDCG 38, BCG, DCG is per query and average over all queries, squirrels. Hotels for each user query are assigned relevance grades as follows. 5, the user purchased the room at this hotel. The user clicked through to see more information. So 5 is a purchase, 1 is a click, and 0 is a, what is a 0? Saw but not? Dude, we have 0 too. That's perfect. We have hotels that are not clicked. Wow, look at this much. Say mashallah. Mashallah. Alright. So that's perfect. Oh, I wish I was looking at the dataset description first. So it's not just data hotels that are clicked or purchased, but also data hotels that are not clicked for a query. So we can find the whole ranking because we also have the position of the ranking. However, we don't have, the only data that we don't have are the queries that are not clicked at all. Submission for each user query should recommend hotels in order from highest grade, most likely to purchase a hotel room, to the lowest grade. What was that? Submissions for each user query should recommend hotels in order from the highest grade, most likely to purchase a hotel room, lowest at least likely to. This is that true? Submission format. Alright. Submission format. Meow. What is wrong with me? Everything is fine. Alright, submission format. Search ID, property ID. So search ID is 2 and property ID is, for example, 26 for 540. And then we have timeline. What is the timeline? The timeline for this competition is simple. First of all, timeline is simple. 2 times. Oh shit. And let me share with you what I'm seeing here. Alright, this is better. This is better. So, timeline. The timeline for this competition is simple. There are not multiple data releases and there is no model submission required prior to the end of the competition. One shot. Tuesday, September 3rd, 2013 means 6 years before I start my PhD journey. Now it is 6 years after. Oh no. Yes. Oh yes, actually that's so true. 6 years after I started. Start of competition, training and test data released. Wow, how random, right? Monday, November 4, 2013. So it was like September, October, no, 3 months. 2 months actually. Competition deadline, prizes. Prizes 12, 8, and 5. Number will be invited to submit reports on their entries and have an opportunity to discuss them at a workshop at ICDM. The competition will also be invited to write a paper on their entry and present it at the conference. Was she Raluca or Sue? The prize winner will. Who is the prize winner? Winners first. No, it's not Raluca or Sue. Owen Z. Owen Zuckerberg. New York, USA. Second place, Jung Wang. Geneva, Switzerland. Third place, 3 people. Jeremy W. Yanghua J. and Aaron Davis, which are from USA but different cities. Silver Spring, Gaithersburg, MD. Both of them are from MD. Where is Maryland? MD. What is MD? MD. Maryland, yeah. Maryland, and also Aaron is from Davis. Probably they are friends. Aaron is not from Davis. He's from DC. Citation: Adam Benham, Dan Expedia, Personal Search, ICDM, and Kaggle Expedia. This is the Expedia, and what is this, by the way? It is just the Kaggle data. And so we are done with the description. It seems the data set is quite clean, and we do the extra cleaning as Ursu did. Wow. Feels like I'm bald suddenly, but it's just my forehead. Now I have some hair in it, and it is my eyebrows. Are my eyebrows, web, web. So what is happening with the data? Oh my god, data is so good. I want to have access to data. And it has a lot of columns, and it has a lot of numbers, and it has a lot of integers and strings. Dataset description. Sample code to create the benchmark is available on GitHub. What is the benchmark? So we have let's open it. We have a GitHub code. Expedia. Oh shit, motherfuckers. They have a lot of things here. 12 years ago. 12 years ago. So we have a GitHub code as well, which I don't know what it is, but so it is a sample code to create the benchmarks. What is the benchmark? What is a benchmark? What is a benchmark? What is a benchmark? And then we have train CSV, the training dataset, which training for what, by the way? I don't know. Are we they want to build their ranking model also. Okay, I got it. And then we have test CSV, the test set. This contains data for both public leaderboard, what is a leaderboard, and the final evaluation, which is randomly split between the two sets. What does that mean? What is a leaderboard? A leaderboard is a ranking table that shows how well participants' models are performing on a hidden test set. So just ranking the competition rivals. Here's what, or participants. Here's what it means in your case. Test.csv contains data that will be used to evaluate the final model submission. This test data is split into two parts. Public leaderboard. A portion of the test set is used to give participants live feedback. during the competition. When you submit prediction, your score on this portion determines your, which is based on NDCG, your public leaderboard rank and leaderboard rank, public, leaderboard, and rank. Private leaderboard, final evaluation, the remaining portion is hidden and only used after the competition ends to determine the final standing. This becomes the final score of your model. This setup ensures participants don't overfit to the leaderboard during the competition, since the final ranking is based on unseen data. Summary: leaderboard ranks participants based on model performance. Public leaderboard real-time rank using part of the test.csv. Private leaderboard final rank using the other part of test.csv, revealed after the competition. Let me know if you are working on a specific competition. I can help you interpret the structure of metrics more precisely. I will show you, don't worry. This was here. La 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 test of the CSV does not contain the following columns. So we are not gonna go over test.csv because they don't have position, they don't have click booleans. Either you're clicked or not. 5 means purchase. Gross bookings USD, what does that mean? And it means price of the booking, nor booking boolean. You can refer to WRX to better understand the hotel search. I think it's pretty good, straightforward, because we just want to work with train data. Hotel refers to hotels, apartments, blue job, and behind. B&Bs. What is Airbnb? What is B&B? What does B&B mean? Bed and breakfast. Oh shit. Alright, so Airbnb meaning. Airbed. Oh, Airbed. B&Bs, hotels, and other properties appearing on Expedia's website. Room types are not distinguished, and the data can be assumed to apply to the least expensive route. What? Room types are not distinguished. What does that mean? Like we have, what kind of rooms do we have? With kitchen, without kitchen? And the data can be assumed to be applied to the least expensive room type. Or for example, the view of the sea, view of forest, and the least expensive one is the price. No, it's the data. Most of the data are for searches that are resulted in a purchase. So that was Ursu talking about, Raluca was talking about being biased, the data. But a small proportion are for searches not leading to a purchase. That's crazy. Usage of outside data is prohibited, and modeling should focus fully on given data. Okay, outside data. We don't even have this data at this point. I'm not gonna use it. But what Raluca Ursu did was having a companion data because she was not in the competition. She was a researcher. Actually, I think we made huge progress and huge gains. Huge gains. I don't know, I feel the pain and I enjoy it. That's it. But not this pain though. This pain hurts and sucks. This pain means gross. This pain, I'm fucked. I told you. I told you I'm gonna talk more. You better be ready. So, search ID is an integer number, the ID of the search. I know that, but what does that mean? That's a good question. What does it mean? 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 In the Expedia personalized hotel rankings, cattle competition, the field search ID, short for search ID, is an integer that uniquely identifies each search query made. So ID is the query made by a user on Expedia. For example, Denver, Colorado has an integer equivalent. What it means, every time a user searches for a hotel's location, hotels in Paris, for 2 nights starting May 10, that query is assigned a unique search ID. All hotels returned for that search, regardless of whether the user clicked or booked, are associated with the same search fucking ID. So it's really helpful for us. We can just take a look at one search ID and see how it changes. Oh, okay, but starting May 10 is also part of the search ID. So I want to say definitely there is value in looking what happens in one unique search ID. Huh? Do you see fucking this expands from both up and down? All hotels return for that search regardless of whether the user clicked, booked, or associated with search ID. Search ID is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, appears on 30 rows in the dataset. You better know that they were shown to the same user. Were shown in one single search session. Why is it important? It's super important. I know why it is important. I just want to know. As a unit of ranking, exactly. Oh, dude, that was so good. Date time, which is time and the date. Date and time of search. Search ID, site ID. What the fuck is site ID? Once we have search ID, why should I have site ID? I think this site is like the location, maybe. Maybe location, location, ID of the Expedia point of sale. What does that mean? Expedia.com, Expedia.co.uk, Expedia.co.jp. So it's not just we have an Expedia.com, we have Expedia in different countries, and you better be ready to. But how does it matter for us, to be honest? How does it matter for us? Visitor location country, that doesn't matter. Like, you are booking from Germany, you are booking from Thailand. I don't want to pay attention to it at the moment right now. Yes, it just adds more complication. To be honest with you, if it was me, I got so much body conscious, body proud today. Oh. I mean, 2 days in a row. Tomorrow I will hit the gym too. All right. Site ID, visitor location, the ID of the country, visitor histories are rating. History, ST rating, the mean star rating. The mean star rating of hotels the customers have previously purchased. So it's a high class customer, it's just shooting for 1-star content. And mean star rating, that is interesting because we are gonna have some different level of luxury and users patience, and this matters. Rating of restaurant null signifies there is no purchase history on the customer. Visitor history add RUSD. What is add R? The mean price per night average of the hotels of the customers are previously. Oh, this is dope as fuck. We know what kind of customer it is. It's expensive, luxury. Alright, these are important. These are fucking important. Price per night in the hotel as previously purchased. No signal, there is no purchase. So it really helps us to find what kind of customer we have. Consumer and customer. So consumer or customer. Property country ID. What does prop ID? The ID of the country the hotel is located. Oh, property. All right. Prop ID, the ID of the hotel. So there is one ID for the hotel, one ID for the country. Once we have a separate ID for the hotel, why should we care about that? Maybe it's repeated. I don't know. Property, star rating, hotels rating. All right. How good of the hotel is it? The star rating of the hotel from 1 to 5 in the increment of 1, and 0 indicates the property has no stars, is not known or cannot be publicized. What does that mean? The star rating is not known and cannot be publicized. What does that mean? I think we know. Oh, you mean it doesn't share with the customers? It does share. What the fuck? I'm going Expedia. No, Expedia itself. Bring Expedia. Denver, Colorado. Denver, Colorado. It is far cheaper than I thought on Airbnb, and then it doesn't. Okay, it says 9.2, wonderful. Or we have 8.0, very good, or 8.8, excellent. So what do you want? But this is a score I guess Expedia holds for themselves. Proper review score. This is the one, the mean customer review score for the hotel on the scale out of 100 to 2Z. 0 means there have been no reviews, no other information is not available. Brand Bull. Plus one hotel part of a major hotel chain, for example, what Marriott, Marriott Hotel, I only went there. That's me. I didn't go to a lot. Oh, what was that? Sora? I think that was also part of a chain, but Hilton in SF next to Tenderloin. 0 if it is an independent hotel. Why does it matter? Oh, because it said actually, Raluca Ursu said that people usually go for independent ones. Property location score 1. First score outlining the desirability of hotel's location. So it's not about the hotel itself, it's more about the location of the hotel. Property location score 2, a score outlining the desirability of the hotel's location. What is their difference? La 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 la. What is their difference? ChatGPT. La 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 la. We can, because we can have vertical and we can have horizontal desirability. General popularity, attractiveness, measurable, observable, okay, across all users are gonna, it's more personalized. Search often correlate with centrality towards random. It's more of a vertical, I guess. User specific relevance. Oh shit, that's beautiful also. Beautiful. Thanks God for ChatGPT. Or Sam Altman, our new god, or whoever other person who creates this kind of things. Probability, log, historical price of the place, position. The logarithm of the mean price of the hotel over the last trading period is 0 will occur if the hotel was that specific hotel or the average of that specific hotel. Sold in that period, hotel position on Expedia search result page. This is only provided for the training data but not for test. So I think we don't need to go over test data, we just can focus on the training. Pricey. I like it pricey. Price is obvious. Display price of the hotel for the given search. Note that different countries have different conventions regarding displaying tags. US. Oh, actually now Airbnb is giving the tax and final amount, so good. And fees, and honestly, I wouldn't wonder if it wouldn't shock me if they add a tip there. What is the tip? And fees and the value maybe. Dude, this point is just my clitoris. Might be Jesus. Per night or for the whole stay. Promotion flag. Integer. +1 if the hotel had the same price promotion specifically displayed. What does that mean? Oh, okay. That's nice too. We can just focus on non-promotive cases. Non-promotive. And gross booking used. What does that mean? Search destination ID of the transaction. This can differ from the price used due to taxes, fees, conventions, and multiple day booking. What about the other one? Search destination ID. What is it's different with other bullshits we have? Okay. Search length of stay, definitely. Search. Also, one thing is nice about Expedia or like Airbnb is similar to eBay. The item is sold, goodbye. It's not gonna be on the list for a while. Search booking window. What does that mean? Number of days in the future the hotel stays from the search date. What? Number of the days in the future the hotel stay started. What does the started mean from the search date? I know my posture is not good. represent the number of days within the date where the user made this hotel search and the start date of the. Oh, between the day he searched and the day he starts, like a month prior to his purchase, they bought it or not. All right. Adults count, children count. So for them, probably we need to just look at all of the items that have the same number, right? Search room count. Hotel room is specified in the search. Saturday night. Boolean. Approximately the stay includes the Saturday night, starts from Thursday with the length of stay is less than or equal to 4 nights. Interesting. Search query. That matters, right? You wanna. A lot of people may travel on the weekend. Search query affinity score. Okay, how the hotel and query are close. I don't get this part, to be honest. Is it something outside Expedia search? Pre-computed metric that are how likely authors to click generally past data. On the broader internet. Higher, less, alright. It's like a cold start thing, right? Prior belief about how feeling. Original destination distance. I don't know why it matters. Physical distance, customers. Okay, random boolean. Okay, if it is from a random ranking or it is not. Okay, it seems the randomness is just chaotic and there's no rule on it. We just know it is not Expedia's sort, and it can change, I guess. But I'm tired. I'm getting tired. I want to know how they gather this data, like and my company is just because you need to check other websites for that. INV stands for availability. I think it's just booking.com they are focusing. That is interesting, like 2 recommender systems competition. Oh, and the number of others. That's it? That's all of them? To see the data, we need to join the computation. So star rating is also there. Right, that's so we need to join the competition to get the data. We just need to have the train data. That's interesting. And then we have code. Production. What are these? Who are these people? Oh, they just left their. Okay. So they are the ones who were in the competition, I guess. Your work, I have no work, bookmarks, models. Your work. These are ranking models for TCG. What are their comments? Oh, I think we need to join the competition towards. So you can see these are the winners and okay. All right, that's good. I think we read. We just want to have the data. We need to. Okay, sounds good. I think we were actually very productive. Thanks for being with me. Also, thank myself because we did it. I mean, it was a huge thing. I went through the data. I found the data set. Thanks, guys. Thanks. I talked a lot as I promised. I drank water, which is helpful. Fire alarm did not stop us. Go easy. Always go easy on yourself.